my good people, it's so good to be here again. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, my people, you know what is going on. And the last time we brought this very report that I'm about to bring to you, it was so funny because it was a video by Adams OSHIOMHOLE campaigning for Godwin Obaseki back then in 2016, and he said a lot of defamating things against Iyamu, especially the one he said that Iyamu poured acid on someone's child's private part, and also that he was suspended from school, or rather he was rusticated from school back then. And he said that if Iyamu is not a rascal, that he should come out, and he said he was not the right person to be voted for back then in 2016. That which student want to vote for a person like that, because he's not a good example to students. And surprisingly, he also said that that panel that suspended that rusticated Iyamu in school back then was no other person but Professor Sagay, who was the dean back then in the Faculty of Law, was the chairman of the panel that suspended Iyamu. Now, guess what has happened? Is a shock that Sagay also come out and he said that OSHIOMHOLE must be mistaken, that he was never part of any panel that had a sitting that rusticated Iyamu. And this story is getting hotter and hotter, and it is really unfortunate that, well, they could all be arranged, but all the same, we'll get to see the details of this shortly. Yes, but you know how to do it right here. If you are coming here for the first time, ensure you join this family and hit the subscribe button. And if you have just been seeing the news all the while and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Ensure you hit the subscribe button and also turn on your notification bell. And family, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because your thumbs up would mean you saw this video and you liked it. All right, let us dive right into the details of this report. But if you don't know, this is Saffron Media, and we are here to give you trending, reliable, authentic happenings in Nigeria and more, especially in the area of politics. Okay, let us dive into the details without much ado. Yes, the Lagos professor IZE Sagay-san, chairman of the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, PACAC, has denied being the chairman of the committee set up by the University of Benin, Uniben, to investigate the matter involving Pastor Sagay Iyamu, candidate of the All Progressive Congress, and in the September 19 governorship election in Edo State. It will be recalled that Comrade Adams OSHIOMHOLE, former national chairman of APC, in a viral video had alleged that Iyamu, who was a student in Uniben and a cultist, had poured acid on a student's private part. He further said the university raised a panel to investigate the incident, and it was chaired by Sagay. Pastor Iyamu poured acid on a student private part in Uniben. Professor Sagay chaired the committee set up by the university to investigate the matter, and the committee found him guilty and expelled him. That was why Iyamu doesn't have certificate, OSHIOMHOLE had said. However, speaking with some of the correspondents, Sagay, who said he couldn't recollect the incident, added that OSHIOMHOLE may have mistaken him for someone else, as he can't remember chairing any committee of that nature till he left as dean of the law faculty in October 1986. While saying he can't deny whether the incident happened or not, Sagay, however, admitted that Iyamu was one of his students but was still in school when he left as the dean of the faculty. In his words, the truth of the matter is I have no knowledge of what OSHIOMHOLE is talking about. I won't go as far as saying that OSHIOMHOLE was telling a lie, but I'm telling you I cannot remember that occasion he talked about. I hope he is not confusing me with another dean. I stopped being dean of the Faculty of Law in October 1986, so it could have been somebody else. Iyamu was in the University of Benin when I was there. He was one of my students, but I left before he finally graduated, so I don't remember the incident. I'm not denying it, but I don't remember. Normally, in such an important meeting where a student is being tried for something of that major nature, I should be able to remember, but I don't remember at all. I cannot endorse it whilst I don't deny it because I know I have a poor memory. On the governorship election, he also admonished the candidates and political parties to eschew violence and maintain a civilized approach to issues. They should ensure that they campaign peacefully. It is not a do or die affair. At the end of the day, people should still survive at the end of the election. The bitterness has been too much. People have shown that they are ready to go to any extreme without any limitation to do any injury to the other side. So they should maintain peace and civilized approach to politics. They should campaign peacefully and allow the people of Edo decide who they want as their governor, he said. So you've heard it, guys. That was from Sagay. He did not deny that he was a part of that panel, but he said he cannot remember any of such activities that happened back then while he was in Uniben. While he was there, he said he couldn't remember, but he said that it could have happened, but he cannot remember because he had a very poor memory. But he's saying he's not also denying the fact that that's sort of thing would have happened back then. But he said he also left Uniben in October 1986, and he is not denying whether the incident happened or not. He also admitted that Iyamu was one of his students, but was in school when he left the dean of faculty. And he also said in his word that the truth of the matter is he has no knowledge of what OSHIOMHOLE is talking about, that perhaps OSHIOMHOLE might be mistaking him for somebody else, because he said he stopped being dean of the faculty in October, so it could have been somebody else. So there's actually a lot surrounding this very case of Iyamu back then in school. But perhaps the faculty, the Sagay also said, he said he is not really sure if that happened or not. So perhaps it could have happened and also not happened, because there was also a report by Iyamu that said it actually happened. If you could remember, a report came when Iyamu was asked. He said it actually happened, but he was not involved. That rather they were trying to save somebody, and somehow someone else went there. That when they went to call the school security, he was just nabbed into that group, that he was part of the people that caused such injury to the person. So of course it is not a lie, but maybe or maybe not, the Professor Sagay is not sure exactly if he was part of the panel that that expelled Iyamu back then in school. So all of this, you can see that they are all intertwined, because Iyamu has already accepted that that incident actually happened back then, but he was not involved, but rather he was mistaken by someone and he was taken along because he was around that vicinity when that thing happened, and rather they were trying to save the life of the person that acid was poured on by some other group of guys, and he was taken, and that was how he was expelled out of school. But he also said that after about few years that they were called back, and they were admitted back in school, and they continued their education in back then in Uniben. So you can see that all of this, there are iotas of truth in all of this. But of course we know that there are some little loopholes that are being exposed in this, because Sagay is not being straight as regards what he just said. He said he's not denying that this did not happen, but he is not sure if he was the chairman of that panel that actually expelled Iyamu. He said he is not saying that OSHIOMHOLE is wrong for saying that that very case happened. But as election goes by, there's a lot of things that will be, some of the of your wrongs that have been archived by some people. This is the time that they begin to bring it out, and it can be used against you. And Sagay has also advised everyone involved in this election that is not a do or die affair. It is not a do or die. Don't spoil things that at the end of the day you regret why you actually said some things, and why, because you never can tell what tomorrow will bring. And of course, after all of this, there are some wrongs that cannot be right. And once it has happened in that manner, my dear brothers and sisters, it could cost you do a harm for a lifetime that you might not be able to come out from. So these and many more that the both parties should actually do, because it's better they sheathe their sword. Like Sagay has said, that a lot of bitterness have been moving around, and this has to stop, because some of these things cannot be righted after the election, and they should also ensure that they campaign peacefully. It is not a do or die affair, and at the end of the day, he said people should still be able to survive at the end of the election, because the bitterness has been too much. People have shown that they are ready to go to the extreme, which will be detrimental to the peace of the people of that state. So my friends, you've seen it all and you've heard it all. Thank you so much for being here. Please drop your comments. We'll be waiting to hear from you. Whatever you have to say about this particular issue, please drop it in the comments section. And of course, if you have not subscribed, please do, and also give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.